we delivered a really, really strong quarter here. We saw growth across all three of our segments. We saw also a pretty strong price environment on the back of that growth and some shortages of capacity around. So global trade continuing to be strong allowed us to deliver a very strong quarter and what is actually the third best year in the history of the company. So at a time of very high macroeconomic uncertainties, we were able to be sufficiently agile to really take care of our customers, keep the very tight control over our cost and our productivity, and grow the top lines. And all of this equates into results that we're quite satisfied with. And an outlook for the year where these uncertainties will continue in 2025. And certainly we will see some normalization on the price side, but where we still expect the economy to chug along at quite some strength with a 4% growth expected in the market and in the traded volumes.
Vincent, we had a brief chat during the break, and how you deal with so many short-term uncertainties that they're not just short-term. That's the problem. When you've got administrations and potential trade wars and the EU watching that could become medium to longer-term issues, just give our viewers a bit of a snapshot on how on earth you deal with this news flow in terms of your medium-term planning.
I think what is core for us is really to look at, more than the news feed, what is really happening on the ground. There's been talk about deglobalization for a couple of years, and actually what we have seen on the ground is a continued strength in traded volumes across the whole supply chain, is a continued increase in volumes coming out of China. So if you actually stay focused on what is happening on the ground and what is important to your customers, if you work on the agility that you need to have to react to trends or sudden shifts that might occur, such as what we saw in the Red Sea last year, then you are actually able to see not only problems, but a lot of the silver lining also that there is in the current situations and the opportunities that there is to do a great job for customers and also to deliver good results.
And yet, Vincent, global trade flows could really be affected by this as well. We see protectionist barriers potentially going up, industrial policies being talked about a lot more, reshoring being talked a lot more as well. Do you see a structural shift going on rather than just political noise?
Not yet. Not yet. Actually, trade volumes continue to increase. Asia continues to be the factory of the world, and the share that China has in traded volumes continue to creep up slowly. So while there is a lot of talk about this, it is actually very complicated to do. The global supply chain, as that the world relies on today, took about 20 plus years to get built, is very integrated, it's very long, has very multiple tiers of different suppliers contributing to the finished products that you and I go buy in our local department store. And for that to change, it does take some time. So while we're seeing some movements towards more nearshoring in Turkey, in Morocco, or in Mexico, near some of the consumer markets, the overall trend is still of a very resilient global supply chain that copes with this political pressure more than it really structurally changed so far.